right, I can't learn my lesson. I can't do shit right, take antidepressants. Illness and welfare robbed my adolescence. My friends probably hate me, can't answer a message. Filled with anxiety, always be hiding me. Feeling inadequate's always what's driving me. Not a role model, that's not what I strive to be. Can't go outside, I'm afraid they'd be finding me. Paranoid about my privacy, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I am Allie. Today we are doing a book video, but it's going to be very vlog style, so if you like vlogs, I'm sure you'll like it. I'm even throwing in a little bit of makeup because that is what I am currently doing as I start this video. I am putting on the, I always forget what this is called, Skinfluencer Full Coverage Foundation Balm. I just don't use it as full coverage. I just go into it like with the, you know, little brush and just try to make it a little bit more minimal, but it's from She Glam. I just did a whole video on this and it's already up, so if you guys want to check it out and see a wear test and everything on this foundation, you can do that. Now I'm going to go into a little cream bronzer moment from e.l.f. This is their putty bronzer and tan lines. Warm up the face a little bit. So I set out to do my own little spin on Summerween because I had really bad FOMO of missing it in June or July. I think I forget every single time what month it is in, and that is why I miss out on things. But I'm going to try to be more on board with it. We'll be more on the lookout for it. But yeah, I missed it this year, and the thing is, this year for me has kind of been Springween, Summerween all year because I have barely picked up anything besides thriller, mystery, suspense, horror when it comes to what I am reading. So I have to say, although I am starting this now, I am starting to kind of have a little bit of an itch to pick up a rom-com, if you will. I haven't in so long that I'm kind of starting to miss that, or not even like really miss it, but just kind of want to switch up my reading a little bit. I also don't know if it's just like, since I've had like a couple of, I don't want to say like a couple of duds, but there has been like just a couple of books that I'm like, ugh, right now lately. And I just don't know, maybe I just need like a, I don't know, clean my palette in a way to kind of get me back into really enjoying it and stuff. I think I've just stretched myself really thin with new authors this year already, which, I mean, honestly was the goal. I really wanted to branch out and find new authors that I'd never read from before. So, I mean, like, kudos to myself for that and branching out, but now I'm kind of left with, oh my gosh, I should have just stuck with what I liked. Because I've just been, I don't know, I definitely haven't been like in a rut because I have not been able to put books down. It is the first week of back to school and I am vlogging stuff for that, but I wanted to mention it in this video because if I do sound or seem in this video down and out, it's because of that. It's been really, really hard and challenging, and my youngest is in school now, and so it's a big change for him, for me, for all of us, and yeah, this week is really hard, but I thought this is a great way to kind of distract myself from that and read some books, and hopefully they're good books. I'm really distracted, so let me finish my face. And so much better. Now we can talk about the books. All makeup will be down below. Well, I'll try to link it because this video is going to be over a few different days, but if you have not checked out the first part of this video, I should have already mentioned that. Make sure you do. I will link it up above. I read the first chapter of each one of these books and kind of ranked them and gave you guys my thoughts on them after just reading one chapter, but this video is going to be deep diving into the four mystery, thriller. It's kind of the vibe with all of them. There is a little bit of a true crime touch to it as well. We have The Searcher by Tana French. We have Dark Side by Belinda Bauer. I think I say her name different in every video. We have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. And then giving her a chance again, Gillian Flynn, Gone Girl. I've never read Gone Girl. I've never seen the movie. This is the first one that I'm diving into just because I've been super intrigued. If you've watched some of my past videos, then you know that I just recently read Sharp Objects by her and have very mixed emotions about it. It just, in the end, I don't know. It's hard for me to say it's not my thing because I really do feel like her style, I like the dark and edgy, you know, things and topics and, you know, different things like that. But I think I really struggled. I was triggered a lot with that book, but also on top of that, I did not like any of the characters. So I started Gone Girl today and I am already a little ways through. Is a couple days ago, I read her short book or short story, The Grown Up, which is super, I mean, fast paced, like obviously one setting, boom, got it done. And I really liked it. So I was like, I think I need to just give her, you know, another shot. And since I had all of these from the library, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna commit to it. So yeah, I have been reading Gone Girl this week, the last couple of days. It is the first week back to school, so I've had a lot on my plate to do, but I plan on finishing this one today. I'm excited to because I'm really invested. Let me just put it that way. I have been very invested in this book. I do have to go pick up the kiddos in just a minute, so I'm gonna have to leave you guys hanging for just a bit, but I still thought I would maybe show some bits and pieces of my day. I do have a couple of errands to run, but if not, I'll be back to talk more about this book today. And yeah, I need to get through some of the other library picks as well, The Searcher and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, because these are library books, so these are going to be my main priority, but I do want to include Dark Side, which I thrifted in the mix because it is also a mystery, suspense, true crime type of vibe. So mystery is really where we're getting at with this video. So yeah, you guys are gonna follow me along the rest of this week, and I'm going to try to get through all 4 of these books, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to help take my mind off of a lot of stuff going on right now, and I definitely need that.
Illness and welfare robbed my adolescence. My friends probably hate me, can't answer a message. Filled with anxiety, always
Checking in the night, I have like the sensation of feeling like I'm naked because I just came in here to sit down and film this part of the video for you guys, and I forgot the book. But I am speaking of Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I finished it, so I wanted to sit down and touch base on that because, like I said, I've been working on this one for like the past couple of days, and it's been a nice little, I feel like, break slash reset with books for me, because I actually sat down or finished all of my books that I was currently reading, and then the only other book that I have going besides Gone Girl was The Stand still by Stephen King that I've been working on. I paused it again, and really the last few days, whenever I've had time to read, I've just focused in on Gone Girl, and it's kind of been nice because I have multitasked, multi-read all year long. Gone Girl, let's talk about it because that's what I'm checking in right now for. A lot of twists and turns, let me tell you. And I feel like it's one of those books where there's just so many scenarios going on. And so it's almost one of those things where you just like, you already see it coming. But at the same time, I really appreciate that Gillian does like still throw in a little bit of like twist. It's another very just messed up story, and it's dark and twisted, and definitely thriller, suspense, and mystery in the mix, of course. And I really liked it. I actually I really want to watch the movie. If I can fit it into my schedule this week, I'm going to try to, since I've never watched it. But yeah, I'm glad I read the book before the movie. I'm going to kind of know what to expect now. But overall, I really like the book. I would probably... I'm kind of leaning on 3 to 4 stars for this one. I do feel like I will probably give it 4 stars. I just feel like I kind of need a little bit of time to sit on books after I've read them. And with these videos, it's a little hard because you guys are seeing me like right after I have finished them. I can't really say I really like too many of the people in the story, but I found them all very intriguing and interesting. So it kind of made it work. Because I don't know if you've ever read a book where you're just like, I hate all these people, but I'm so invested into their lives. That's kind of like how I felt with these people. Once you get to the halfway point, I feel like it is definitely a page turner and you'll just keep flying through it if you like some good mysteries and want to get to the bottom of everything and like how everything is laid out. And ending-wise, I feel like she could have went a lot of different directions. I feel like there could have been shittier endings, and I feel like there could have been, I mean, maybe a better ending, but I'm just glad she didn't go with the shittier route. Like, we got an even ground, I kind of feel like, where it kind of leaves you... I don't know, in a way, I kind of like just how the way she left it. So yeah, if you've never read it, it's not too old, but it is still, it's been out for a while. I feel like a lot of people have probably read it, but I'm glad that I finally made the time to read it, and I definitely feel better about the author coming from this book versus the last one. Day 4 of school, and I'm still... I still find it hard to go inside my house after dropping the boys off. It's very, very... I still get really sad. I also get sad seeing the empty seats. I miss them so much. It's always so hard when it's back to school time. But I am really excited to get some progress done on some books today and some more deep cleaning. I actually have an app. It's called Read for Me or something like that. I'm not really an audiobook person, but I find here recently if I'm like going through a book and I'm kind of having a hard time like really sticking with it and like staying motivated to read it, I will scan the pages of the book and I'll just like scan like the pages of like a full chapter and then just hit like play or whatever and just like fold a load of laundry, unload the dishwasher. I may have mentioned it yesterday, but that is what I plan on doing. Last night before I went to bed, I scanned like 3 chapters of this book I'm working on that I'm having such a hard time with. So yeah, I'm gonna go in and unload the dishwasher, start some laundry, and just listen to this book like I would an audiobook if I were a person who liked audiobooks. But the second book, I'm having a really hard time, guys. I keep giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna keep trying to listen to it and just see if it helps at all, try to get through it. It's not a super long book, so I'm kind of hoping to get through it today and then give you guys more of my thoughts. Are you gonna put your sunglasses on?
I think these are blue. Yeah, and mine is green.
Cool cat.
Mine's blue.
You gonna wear them?
Yeah, mine is green.
Not a role model, that's not what I strive to be. Can't go outside, I'm afraid they'd be finding me. Paranoid about my privacy, yeah. And they always asking questions about my face, can't relate. Fucking caught my own reflection, broke a mirror the other day. Got a lot of bad shit that I'm taking to my grave. Got a fucking date with death on house arrest till trial days. So I grab the red wine on rainy days and then I poet. Cause I'll age another fucking 1,000 days before I know it. Yeah, I spend them all inside, waste my time while I'm scrolling. But I love when it rains, cause I'm agoraphobic. This is the last one I get. not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. What's the point? I'm not okay. What's the point? I'm not okay.
Hello there. It has been a few days since I have left you guys. And by a few, I mean like 4 or 5 days. But although I don't have a lot of content on this book, because of that, I did read it and I did finish it during that time. I kind of went through a really low period. I think that's safe to say. It has been a very, very challenging first week of school, and there's been a lot going on with that, many, many tears, so I kind of went into my shell. But one of my escapes was still reading, so I did read The Searcher by Tana French. Let's talk about it. First, the elephant in the room is I don't actually have it because I needed to just get out of the house yesterday, so I went to the library, and it was one of them that was coming up being due, and since I had finished it, I just dropped it off, and it wasn't until I was pulling out of the library and I was like, I have not checked in on this video or talked about that book on this video yet. So yeah, I wanted to sit down and do that because I did finish it. Oh my gosh, where to even begin with this book? So I almost want to say, although it's not whimsical whatsoever, story-wise, the writing is so whimsical. It's so beautiful. Tana has a way of really describing every single detail. She leaves nothing untouched. Like, you will know exactly what a room looks like when the character is walking into a room, down to what color the wall is and how everything is arranged. Like, she's very, very detailed with her writing, which really kept me reading. This was probably one of the longer books for this whole challenge that I'm doing, and it did take me more days than I thought it was going to, just because I've really tried to keep myself busy with getting some cleaning and stuff like that done around the house, but also kind of just needing a break from it too, to kind of just like, okay, that I'm good for now or whatever. And I think it's because although I didn't really mind the characters, I have to say they're not really my cup of tea. They're not usually the characters that I enjoy reading about. I was kind of bored in some situations. The writing style kept me hanging on, which is really weird. That doesn't usually happen. She does have a way of keeping you involved with the story. But I just have to say the story in general was a pretty big letdown. It wasn't very spooky. It wasn't very, and the crazy thing about it is while I was reading it, I was like, oh man, this book has potential. Like, it really does. Like, it's gonna be probably like something crazy. And I'm seeing like these reviews about it that it's terrifying and, you know, this terrifying thriller and it's frightening and blah, 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 blah. And I would just say if you go into this read, don't go into it with that type of mindset. It's not going to be, I don't want to give too much away, but it's not going to be, I feel like, what you want. Maybe it's more so what you could just expect from an average read. Damn, this book had potential, and you know, the funny thing is the whole time I was reading it, my husband is so tired of me talking about books, but I told him, I was like, I bet you anything, like, this is going to happen, or this is going to happen. And I started thinking about it, and it's like, this book had a potential, I felt like, to almost have the vibe of, like, Sixth Sense. Why can I not say that? That movie, like, some of the aspects of that. And I also got vibes from the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village, which I absolutely love. And I thought that it could go into that type of direction as well. So needless to say, I was very let down. And yeah, the writing style kept me along. I really enjoyed her writing style. I'm not a big fan of the plot in general. It was kind of a boring plot for me. I can see where some people might really enjoy that. I just feel like I need like a lot more oomph to the book, you know, instead of just literally the summary, like a guy moving to a countryside, wanting to start his life over, and I don't know, just then the twists and turns and the way everything wrapped up was just so, I don't know, for the writing style, I was just like, what? Like, it couldn't have been like more mind-blowing, I guess. Maybe it's just me. Her I can say again, her writing style is incredible. It would actually make me intrigued to pick up another one of her books, but you guys might have to just recommend certain book. Like, what books am I missing from her that would change my mind? All right, but moving on to today, because that book is finished. Today, I have been reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and just like I knew from the first video, I was going to love this book. It is a page turner. I can't get enough. I'm already halfway through, and I've only started it today. I finally have reached a point this week to where I have a little bit of time to sit down and read, and my morning chores are done. I just feel like I just need to take load off and sit down and read, and it is a page turner. I feel like I can't stop, but I do, you know, I did my curlers today, and I'm like, I kind of want to film. I need to do a makeup look while I still have before the afternoon hits. So I think I am going to pause and do some makeup, and then maybe just take it with me for parent pickup and read a little bit in the car for parent pickup. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, and I was a little shocked because it is YA, and I started picking up on that as I would read it, and obviously it's about teenagers, but I don't know, I just always think when there's like murder and stuff like that involved, I just kind of think I would much prefer it to be just an adult, so that it's not any of that like YA vibe, but I'm not minding it so far. I honestly think it's one of the most YA type like writing styles that really does not bother me whatsoever. I'm really invested in the plot and what is going on with it, and I actually really enjoy just about every single character that's been introduced. Even the ones that you're just kind of like about, I'm like, they're perfect for, you know, the story, and yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it, and definitely shipping Ravi and Pip. I'm sure everybody has, but yeah, they're so cute together, and I'm kind of excited to see where that goes as well, but I also just want to know, like, who did it?
Stop staring, be quiet. Look at me, there I go, choking on my silence. And I don't think you want me cause I wanna keep it private. And I don't think you know me if you're not one of my 5 friends. But it's my own fault, I can't give in. I have to go, suck up on the top. Interest in my grab though, too many confoes. The reason I struggle because I'm fucking shy. I never wanna show my face sometimes. And I got trouble looking people in the eye. Cause when I do I just forget off. I wanna do it, I'ma feel like I'ma die.
So I'm finally back and checking in with you guys. I'm trying out a new setup today as I film. I had future plans for this setup that are coming around the corner, but I just kind of want to do like some trial runs filming with it. So yeah, you guys will have to let me know what you think. But I wanted to check in with you guys because it's been a minute since this morning, and I binged this book. It was so good. I really, really like it. It definitely still in a lot of parts has that same like young adult vibe to it. They don't really go far with that, or the author, you know, she kind of shields away from a lot of things. Like I feel like the relationship could have even escalated a little bit more between Pip and Ravi. I don't really want to say too much because again, I don't want to give a lot of spoilers and stuff, but definitely I think it reminds me a lot of the Pretty Little Liars books. I remember those from when I was younger. And it's a lot of those vibes, and I don't know, it's kind of a little bit of a nostalgic touch to it, but also like, no, I just really liked it. I liked her writing style. I found it really easy to breeze through, and it was a page turner. You really want to know what happens. And I don't know, I think overall it was kind of a cute little read, even though it does talk about some dark stuff. But definitely a really good mystery, and I'm not disappointed. The only thing I hope for in the second one, and I think I did look it up, I think it actually is a trilogy, so that's kind of exciting, but I'm kind of wondering if it's progressed a little bit more since she's probably out of high school, and all of that, and if it is the same people. I'm assuming it would be since it's a trilogy. I kind of hope. I kind of want to know what like happens to the people next. But yeah, I thought it was a really, really cute read for a mystery. I really like the style of it, but I do feel like it's a good book for even like teenagers and stuff who are into mysteries and murders and darker themed, but it's very lighthearted. And yeah, overall, really good read. I still have Dark Side to finish, and that's where I just wanted to say I did start it. It was actually the second book I started, and I'm telling you guys, I don't think I've ever been more accurate on a guess of like how a book is going to unfold, but literally from that first video when I read the first chapter, at the end of the video I talked about that book and just said it's kind of slow. I kind of feel like it's going to progress like that throughout the book, and I hope it doesn't. Yeah, it's really, really slow. But it is my last one. I've done Gone Girl, The Searcher, and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, so I just have Dark Side. I want to try to finish it tomorrow so that I can film it and finish up this video for you guys and then talk about all of them. Maybe rank the 4 mysteries. Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. But I will see you guys tomorrow for the last part of this video. Hopefully I can push myself to sit down and finish that book tomorrow or maybe try to get a lot of it done tonight. I don't know, we'll see, but I'm gonna go film my other video, so yeah. All right, it is the next night and I am winding down tonight, so I look a little rough. I'm not feeling great over here today. It is my time of the month and it's just like really hitting me, but we just got the boys relaxing for bedtime and I just finished a glass of wine, so I'm just like, I'm in like a decompress mode right now, so I thought I would sit down and go ahead and wrap up this video because I did finish the last book of this vlog video, and that was Dark Side by Belinda Bauer. I think I've said her last name different every single video, but I do believe it's Belinda Bauer. So we're gonna talk about this one, and then I do want to get into like a whole like ranking system of these, but keep this outro a little short because I'm feeling it. I'm ready for bed. So Dark Side. There was a lot of ups and downs with this book. To make sure I keep this short because I could ramble on forever about books. If you have not checked out the first video, like I've said in every single one of these check-ins, then you would know a little bit more from that video if you want to check it out. But I mentioned in it reading the first chapter, it's just so slow. It was very slow, and I was like, I just hope this isn't like a foreshadowing of like how the rest of the book is going to be. And oh my god, was I right. I was like right on the mark. This book is tremendously slow getting into, and I don't know, I just don't really think I enjoyed the writing style as much. I feel like I got halfway through the book and was just really like at that point just like, I don't understand like what is going on. And usually I try not to be like too harsh with books, because what might not be for me, I know could be for somebody else, you know, the best book ever. So overall, story-wise, I think is really cool, but I got halfway through this book and I had a lot of thoughts running through my head. Again, it's just slow getting into it. I feel like I'm just reading the summary and not much more else is like really going on. At a point, I also felt like this just felt like a story plot that would be great for like a CSI or a Law and Order episode, where it's just kind of a fast-paced episode and, you know, it just kind of all unravels, not for a book. And I can say this is a little under 300 pages. It's not a long book, but man, I just really took my time with this one. I've mentioned in one of my videos before that I use an app that's called Read with me or Read for me or something like that, where you can scan your pages and it'll read the pages for you. I have found it's not the best solution. There might be better out there. I have found that if you use the like voices that they have for you, a lot of the time, for some reason, they say everything out of line. So you kind of have to use a voice that kind of sounds like Siri or Alexa. And it's just like, you have to kind of get used to that. But I was kind of desperate with this one, that I would just scan the pages and let Siri read it for me and do the dishes or fold a load of laundry or, you know, clean something, just kind of have it playing in the background. I just really needed the help to get through this one. Then I got so desperate that I got on Goodreads and I didn't look at any spoiler reviews. I just looked at reviews that weren't marked spoilers, and so many people were saying, just get to the last quarter of this book and it's amazing. And I 100% agree. Finishing this book, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so good. But it was like, but was it? Because of that beginning. I almost feel like I just would have liked to start it from the middle and then just read to the end, because it was just, that first half is just so long and so boring at places. And I get she's trying to do this like character development and, you know, really get the case going and stuff. And all of it plays in at the end. So if you're like me and you're sitting there like, why is this relevant? For the most part, it is towards the end, but I still just really found myself like, I don't know. Also, getting halfway through it and going to Goodreads and seeing what they were all saying, I did realize, it wasn't a spoiler, but I did realize that this is part 2 of a trilogy. Thankfully, it's not one that you have to really commit to and follow through, because apparently the first book is about a character that's in this book and about his childhood, but then it just kind of goes forward into this book. And there was a part where the main character in this book goes to that person and like asks him like some questions, and I was just like, I'm so confused, and now I know why, because that was the character from the first book. So you wouldn't be confused if you did read them in order, but that was like the only issue that I had with not reading the first book. Apparently the first book though is based on like the same area, the same town people, but like back when they were little, and, you know, the stuff that happened with him in his case. So I don't know. I feel like, and that one's called, I think, Backland, and everybody was saying, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. So I'm like, I know I need a break, but maybe I'll pick up that one or the third part of this series at some point, because I did find it very intriguing at the end. But yeah, I just kind of wished it was a little bit more fast-paced, or just, you know, a little more interesting throughout it. I think it's just the writing style. I think her writing style would work best with being more fast-paced, I guess is what I'm getting at, to where it's not very good with trying to be like overly detailed and slowing things down or being slow burn. It was just kind of rough for that. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I think I'm ready to move on, because I don't want to give any spoilers, and I'll definitely be rating all of these and future videos of like what books I read for the past month and all of that. But I did want to rank the mystery books that I did read for this video. And there's 4 of them. 2 of them I've already returned to the library, so I don't have them. I'll just throw them up when I talk about them. So we have The Searcher by Tana, French. We have The Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, Dark Side by Belinda Bauer, and Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I honestly have to say, I think it's a toss-up between A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Gone Girl. I'm actually really surprised by that one. I think it was just such a comeback from Sharp Objects that I have to give her props, and I have to rank that one up a little bit higher. But it was definitely a page turner for me. I really enjoyed reading that book, so definitely them two. I feel like if I had to pick, yeah, I don't know. I think I have to leave them two together because some of the things that I like about Gone Girl versus this one is that I do like the more adult talk, but at the same time, I kind of like the more young adult vibe with this one to where it's not as raunchy as Gone Girl or, you know, those types of word deal. I still feel like there was a lot in Gone Girl that could have been taken out to where it wasn't like so drawn out. But overall, I think they're both two really good reads, and I'm glad that I read both of them, and I'm excited to read another one from Gillian Flynn. I'm gonna have to pick up, what was that one called? Dark something, I want to say. I had it, but I had to return it. I never got to read it because I kind of wanted to scatter hers a little bit. So Dark Places, I think is what it's called. I need to get that one because I'm actually intrigued to read another one from her now. And I cannot wait to pick up the next one in this series for sure. So I'm just going to keep them together. Those were the best reads out of this video. These 4 books, those 2 are tied for the top winner. Now, The Searcher and Dark Side. I have to give it to actually Dark Side next because although this book was really, really slow and painful to read for the first half, she has a really good way of turning that story around and throwing in a lot of twists and turns and making you question everything you thought you knew about this book, to where I will definitely give this one the next place. And that means my last one is definitely The Searcher. I want to give Tana French another shot, maybe after spooky season, and try another one of hers because I really didn't mind her writing. I thought her writing was beautiful, and I did like the slow burn from her because her writing is so beautiful, but the story of that one was just not for me. I was just, in some places, like intrigued and so invested in her writing, but so bored with the actual plot and story. And I was like, man, this really has to go someplace. And then it just didn't. So yeah, that's definitely last for me. But I'm gonna wrap up this video here. This was the second video of this series. I still have a couple more coming your way with books that I'm really, really excited to read and share with you. So thank you so much if you've watched. I hope you're enjoying the book content. Let me know what you're currently reading, and I will see you in my next video.